Hello, welcome to my reading vlog where I read and I think things. We are reading Southern Gothic literature, absurdist fantasy, and picking up a work of nonfiction. And the theme for this week is passion. Tuesday. I'm very excited about this week. I'm feeling very pumped. The nonfiction book I picked up today, Die with Zero by Bill Perkins. Every once in a while, you encounter a nonfiction read that just speaks to your soul, that like reverberates in your very core. And that's what this book is for me. I'm reading so many of these passages and I'm like, I've been saying these things for years. This is what I've been believing since I was a teenager. And that's kind of cool. What does Die with Zero mean? Live your life chasing after experiences. Don't waste your life accumulating capital and money and wealth so that way you can enjoy your twilight years, because those years aren't guaranteed. And I believe this very strongly. So I'm very lucky. I'm very fortunate. I'm very blessed because I'm a UFC fighter. I followed my dreams. I live my life chasing my bliss, and it's worked out for me. I'm a very passionate person, and I get to live my life focused solely on what I'm passionate about. All I do, I train martial arts. I read great stories. I come home to my family, which makes me happy. My life is already perfect. That's why it was worth jumping into an unsure future, not finishing my degree, not going to law school to chase after my dreams. Because I could always go back to law school. I could always make the sensible decisions. But the experience of chasing after my dreams and seeing how far I could take that, yeah, that's worth it. That's worth all the, the anxiety, all the instability. And so far it's working out. So yes, Die with Zero. I am loving it. The fiction works for this week. I'm finally finishing Guards by Terry Pratchett. I'm not sure if you can see it because my hand's all weird. And then I can move on to finally reading Nation by Terry Pratchett, which is one of the books that is on the TBR for July. But yes, I'm very passionate, and I'm very excited to talk about passion this week. Wednesday. So I was thinking about what we generally associate with somebody who is considered passionate, because I feel like for a lot of people, being called passionate sometimes has a negative connotation. A lot of the people I've encountered in my life that say they are passionate, they generally just don't have good self-control. And I was pondering about that because I think I'm a very passionate person, hopefully not in the negative way, because I chase after my passions. I follow my dreams. I explore my interests. I have an obsessive nature about things. I'm a very passionate individual. But I always have a plan, a roadmap I am following to obtain my dreams, to chase after my dreams. I chase my passions, but I feel like a lot of other people, their passions chase them. And I'm going to relate it to like my day job, because I fight in the UFC. I've been a mixed martial artist, professional for almost 10 years. And I've seen a lot of people where their passions have destroyed them and have possibly ruined their lives irreparably. Like, I know plenty of people who their dream is to be professional mixed martial artists. And it's their dream, but they don't take any real steps towards it. They are passionate. They say no to other life opportunities that could make them go on a better, more prosperous life path because they think they are following their dreams as opposed to just waiting for their dreams to work out, waiting for their dreams to happen. But on the other hand, I feel like a true passionate individual is going to do what they got to do. They're going to put the work in, going to do the research to make sure they can follow their dreams. They can chase after their passions, that they can hunt down their passions. So that's what I've kind of been pondering about. And it's because in Blackwater by Michael McDowell, there's a character, Mary Love Caskey, the matriarch of the Caskey family, and she is very much an individual who her passions rule her. This book, this giant saga, has a monster, and somehow Mary Love Caskey is the worst individual, the worst entity in the story, because she is ruled by her emotions. She has no self-control, and she just says, I'm passionate. I just care so much. And generally, people who say they just care too much, they don't care that much. That's just an excuse. So yes, I'm not sure how we got to this point in our culture where being called passionate ended up having this negative connotation, but I truly believe most of the time when people say that or they use that, there is a negative connotation. And I wonder what happened to get to that point. Discworld doesn't make a lot of sense. But the thing about passion is, passion doesn't need to make sense to other people. It just needs to make sense to you. You decide what is worth chasing after in your life. You decide what fulfills you. So often in life, people let their friends and family decide what they're going to do because they're afraid of what their associates will think about them. Terry Pratchett started writing Discworld as a joke. He always wanted to write something satirical, something absurd, and then he did it. And Discworld ended up becoming a 40-plus book series of absurdist fantasy, one of the most successful series of fiction of all time. And there is nothing quite like it. I love Discworld. It is a masterpiece, but I can't recommend it to most people because it's really kind of meta. It makes fun of a lot of the tropes. It makes fun of story structure. It makes fun of fantasy in general. Because, fiction, when you think about it, is silly. You're just sharing a hallucination. Discworld takes place on a flat Earth that is on the back of 4 giant elephants, which ride on the back of an even more humongous giant turtle that floats through space. It's absurd. It's silly. And no one could have pulled it off because no one shared the same passion that Terry Pratchett did. He could have been a successful author if he was just writing fantasy, if he was just writing fiction like everybody else. But he didn't. He chased after his passions and created something truly unique. He followed his bliss. He lived a passionate life, and I can respect that. Saturday. Today my heart is full. I'm a very happy man. Within the past week, 2 of my best friends have both gotten engaged. Both of these engagements happened very quickly. One of my friends has been engaged. They've been together for less than 4 months. The other one, they have been together for 8 months. Very short amount of times. And I was like, oh, that's passion for you. And I wasn't sure about the friend who's only been dating this girl for 4 months. I'm like, that seems a little too fast. And he was like, Jordan, one of the main reasons I felt comfortable doing this because I watched you get engaged in 4 months. I know it is possible. And I know a loving marriage can come out of that. So I was like, maybe I'm a little bit more passionate than I think I am, because that definitely is something that I did. I was engaged in less than 4 months. So yes, today, celebrating 2 of my friends getting engaged. It's going to be a very busy second half of this year. And it just kind of goes along with what I was reading in Die with Zero, because one of the main motivations, one of the main reasons why you should strive to live your life in a way where you are dying of zero, when you are trying to experience all that you want to experience, when you're trying to focus on things that bring you joy, bring you happiness, it's because you never know how much time you have left. Like, my friends, they could have pushed back this engagement months or even years in the future. That would have been considered completely acceptable. But, you never know what's going to happen in life. My friends could pass away in a car crash 6 months from now. Things could not work out. But that's just kind of cool. There's the uncertainty. And I think it takes passionate people to kind of overlook your fears and insecurities about things. So yeah, thinking a lot about passion, thinking a lot about living life to the fullest, thinking a lot about doing things in your own timing, and focusing on things that bring you happiness, following your bliss. Yeah, it's been a good week. Oh yeah, I forgot. We're supposed to be talking about reading. I finished Blackwater Book 3 yesterday, and damn, that was the best installment so far. 3 done, 3 to go. The ending. Ugh. There was a great confrontation that's been building up for years and years. I think 16 years in the book's time. Oh, I love this family drama. It adds elements of a family drama with a political thriller, with a cosmic horror, all in a southern gothic style. Michael McDowell, I've only read half of the Blackwater saga. And if all of his books are anywhere near this level, I will read more Michael McDowell, and he might end up being one of my favorite authors of all time. It's just super amazing what he's done with Blackwater. I know I keep talking about this. I will continue talking about this book because I'm taking it piece by piece over the next several weeks. But damn, Blackwater, what a great way to end my Friday, to start my Saturday. Tomorrow I am finishing Die with Zero, and I am finishing Guards. It's going to be a good day. So I finished Die with Zero, and here's the gist of what I've taken away from it. Life is about chasing after happiness and fulfillment. What brings happiness and fulfillment? Experiences. Because experiences don't just bring joy when you are doing them, they bring joy to you when you look back on them. They pay a memory dividend. So here's the issue. To experience great things, you have to give up your time and your money. You don't have a lot of money when you're young, but you have a lot of time and you have the capacity to work hard. You have the capacity to enjoy things. But when you're old, you may have more money, you may have more time, but you lose the capacity to enjoy things because age and capacity for enjoyment and the ability to take part in activities that bring joy have an inverse relationship. So why waste your golden years, the years where you can enjoy the most experiences, preparing for quote unquote, your twilight years, your retirement years to enjoy those things when you may not have those years because you may die. Or even if you do have the time and the money to chase after those experiences, your capacity to enjoy those experiences are far lesser because without health, you can't enjoy your wealth. You can't enjoy the experiences that your wealth can get you. So interesting thought. That's like what I'm taking away. I think the author kind of lost his way in the second half, but all in all, really good book. Sunday. Very happy with today. I finished both Guards and Die with Zero. The final page count for this week, 497 pages. I loved everything that I read. Blackwater Part 3, masterful. I can't wait to dive into Part 4 next week. Guards by Terry Pratchett. I've yet to read a Discworld book where I can predict how it is going to end. And that is so rare when you are as avid a reader as I am, because stories, they all have a lot of commonalities. They all follow very similar structures. But Terry Pratchett wrote something in Guards I was not anticipating. Guards was a lot more than just a funny story about the City Watch trying to solve a mystery about dragons. It was a political commentary about how people will turn a blind eye to the bad things that their governments do, which I thought was very fitting for what's happening in my country the last few weeks. A very telling, a very, seer-like book in the way Terry Pratchett portrays and depicts how everyday individuals going about their lives don't have the time and the focus to think critically about a lot of things that are happening with current events. So yes, a very thought-provoking book from Terry Pratchett. It was very whimsical. I passed the 60% point, and then I was like, oh, this book is going to be a thinker. One of my favorite quotes about Terry Pratchett is from Neil Gaiman, who was one of his friends, and also they co-wrote some books together, was, everyone thinks Terry Pratchett is whimsical. He's not whimsical. He's grumpy. He's a grumpy old man, Terry Pratchett was. He had a very cynical, pessimistic view of the world, and that's why he wrote absurdist fiction, because he was passionate about trying to see life in a positive, funny way, and I can respect that. Die with Zero. I have mixed feelings about it because the author totally had me in his corner in the first half. Life is about getting memories, obtaining experiences, living life to the fullest. Yes, there's no reason to slave away getting this giant nest egg to retire on when most people that retire, they spend less money. They're more frugal than they were when they were building their fortune, and then they end up dying with a big fortune left behind, and that just represents a lot of time wasted working a job they probably didn't love to not enjoy the experiences that they earned. Agree with that. But towards the end, the author does not seem to relate to the realities of most people, that most people don't have crazy extravagant taste. Like, I could not find a way to spend $100,000 on experiences, on things. And he's like, well, that's because you're trapped in this scarcity mindset. Anyone in their right mind that had the resources would want to splurge on extravagant stuff. And I dare say, no, I don't think I will ever be that individual. Perhaps everyone else is different, but I have a hard time believing that most people just want to do these crazy over-the-top things, because I enjoy the simple things. I enjoy a good book. I enjoy training martial arts. I enjoy spending time with my family. That's what I'm passionate about. So Dive of Zero, really dang good if you're a type of person who's always preparing for the future, never enjoying the present, but I am not that person. Guards, amazing. Blackwater Part 3, amazing. This week was pretty damn good. The week about passion, I liked it. I dig this week's topic. I'm excited for next week because I'm finally tackling Nation, and we'll see what else I read. Thank you guys for watching my reading vlog where I read and I think things, and I'll see you guys next time.